So today I did me some testing. I really wanted to get to know the hologram as to how it compares to two of my kind of like favorites. So I went out with the Salomon Assassin, a board that I've ridden for many years, and this is the 19 model, and I rode this for many days before I tested this, so I was super familiar with this board and really got to know its personality. I rode it. I started out the day riding with holograms. Then I put on Burton Genesis X, my Gen Xers. Then I tried it with my Union Atlas. And these Gen X's and Union Atlas are probably two of my favorite bindings of all time. I really just love both of them for different ways and different styles, and they're two of the best, probably the best made bindings out there, especially for a board like this. And I really wanted to see what was going on there. I really wanted to see how they all turned and what they did, and this is mainly about the hologram. You know, they updated it this year, and you know, check the On the Table review. You can see, you know, it's kind of a new high back, looks like a new ankle strap, same old great basketball toe strap, and but I've always been curious, how does it compare to like my Gen X? So I put this on, and the first thing I noticed is that this board turned really well. This turns quickly. I've kind of always wondered about, you know, the reflex, where this flexes down the middle versus this kind of being a traditional disc with some padding here, you know, minimalizing the contact of the board. First thing I noticed after riding all three, the response of this is really good. It's more than I thought. It's medium fast, where before I just kind of thought it was medium, but it really pulls the board edge to edge. And it's funny too, because when I put on the Genesis, initially I thought this was more responsive, but the board feels damper and stiffer with this, so it feels like it's turning a harder board. Then when you put on the Genesis X with this reflex tech, you can see that underfoot the board feels softer. The board feels stiffer with this, and then it felt softer with these. And I felt like I was turning a softer board, and at first they didn't feel as responsive. Then I started to realize, oh, no, the board's softer and it's just turning easier. The sensation makes it feel slower and smoother, where this has more of a sharper pull. You know, it's a little more damp. But it was funny, the response was about the same. This was this felt just slower in your mind. It felt smoother and slower. It was a more even response edge to edge, and the board felt softer. So initially you're like, oh, these Genesis X are slower, but they're not. They're just about the same. And I thought the holograms were less responsive than these Gen X's, but they're almost the same. I'd say this is maybe a touch less, but, and then in terms of butterability, yeah, the Gen X's with the reflex tech and underfoot, and just that, just totally, you know, almost no dead spot, really made this easier to butter. But it was about the same as my Atlas, which was pretty impressive. And then on top of that, the Atlas felt maybe about the same response and the same dampness as this. I was really surprised, and the buttering was about the same. Both buttered this board better than I thought. They did a good job against the Genesis X, although that was the clear winner in terms of buttering and getting the board to flex from tip to tail. You know, and edge to edge transitioning, it was very close with these boards. I was really impressed. I mean, with these bindings, I was really impressed at how the hologram held up. You know, and we already kind of reviewed this in a you know, in a group setting and kind of talked about all the cool stuff. But I just really wanted to compare this to two of my favorites. And I feel like, yeah, this is definitely more responsive than I remember. It felt really good. The ankle strap's amazing on this. I liked it as much. You can kind of see. Here, let me make this pretty for you guys. I kind of liked it. I like the toe strap better than the Union's toe strap's pretty amazing, but I like the toe strap way better than Burton's. Burton has a new toe strap next year though that kind of equalizes it though. This is an older model. But you can see the ankle straps. This is just the team ankle strap now. There's a new ankle strap coming out with the Atlas that is amazing. By the time you see this review, the Atlas ankle strap is going to be a lot better. But you can see there's equal support. I like the fit of this. Probably the most comfortable. This and this Atlas ankle strap were the most comfortable of all the straps. This Burton one was close though. It's a little big sometimes, and it kind of sometimes can cause pressure points. This toe strap and the Union toe strap are just some of the best in the industry, some of my favorites. I love how it spreads out. I wish it was a little softer rubber on the inside. Sometimes it slips, and then this one just doesn't work. Ratchets are great. Everything about these bindings, all three, in terms of response, I really felt like, yeah, you're getting a lot of good binding here, and this Shadow Tech really makes a difference in terms of how it rides. And yeah, I was really impressed. It really held its own and really earned its title as a favorite. I always knew it was, we always really liked it. We always recommended it. But now, after finally getting some time on these and comparing these to some of my all-time favorites, super impressed.